The best of high school sports is right here. Live from Studio A in Yuma, Arizona. Friday Night Lights starts right now.
Because what you do out there will echo in eternity. Make this be the season to remember. Make this be one of those seasons where we win a state title. And remember, nobody comes to our house and pushes us around. We do the pushing around.
As you saw there, Yuma Catholic football vies to keep its strong early season momentum going. Thank you for joining us for week number 4 of Friday Night Lights. I'm Rob Fran.
And I'm Cole Johnson. Tonight we begin with the Shamrocks that are coming off a tough state championship game lost last season. But prior to tonight, they've obliterated their first 2 opponents on the road, winning by a combined score of 109-0, Rob.
That is insane. Sure, the Rocks offense gets a lot of the praise with numbers like that, but Coach Rhett Stallworth believes the strength of this team is its defense, a seasoned group that's played together for the past 2 years. So we bring you our marquee matchup as the Rocks take on a formidable Coolidge Bears squad. But would they be a test for YC in tonight's season home opener at Ricky Gwynn Stadium? As you can see, the Rocks fired up and Coach Rhett Stallworth the same. Opening kickoff, Coolidge fakes out the cameraman with this onside kick, but not the Rocks. Rhett Vance picks up the ball and takes it to the house just like that. 7-0 Shamrocks. Getting started early on that scoring. Ensuing kickoff, kicker Diego Arreola delivers this nice pooch kick, but then Logan Rush snatches the ball out of the sky for the recovery. But the Rocks, even though they get the possession, their first drive would stall. YC's second possession, quarterback Richard Stallworth throws a nice rope to Zach Castaneda, who makes the catch, and then the run before getting tackled right in front of your living room. First down, Rocks. Later in the drive, Rocks near the goal line, power formation, feeding the ball to DJ Sakay, finding his way to the goal line, and that stretch breaks the plane right before he goes down 14-0 Rocks. Late first quarter, Bears backed up. YC stuffs them with a safety. Jackson Ray Jones makes it happen right there. Officials making the call. YC with a 16-0 lead after 1 quarter. The Rocks would go on to destroy the Bears, taking the 58-0 win. Get this, Cole. YC now has outscored their opponents 167-0. Incredible.
That is unbelievable. I can't. It's the offense is crazy, but that defense, like you said, shutting teams out, and no way better to start than those kickoffs. But our second big game of the night comes out of the North Imperial Valley, where the battle-tested Brawley Wildcats play at home under the Friday Night Lights for the first time this fall.
Under this 1-2 offensive punch of quarterback Ethan Gutierrez and running back Isaiah Young, who gave us an amazing highlight last week, the Cats are looking to build on last week's clinic over Indio in their first win of the season.
Meanwhile, the Cibola Raiders are coming off a rough outing in Imperial to open up their fall campaign as quarterback Jesus Torres and company trying not to repeat that result this time around. But would they be able to keep up with the Wildcats in this interstate showdown over at Warren Field at Brawley Union High School? We go to the opening drive of the game. Brawley quarterback Ethan Gutierrez on the keeper around the left side. Shakes a tackle, gets a first down, and check out the huge hit there by Cibola's Isaac Rios. Man, a flag on the play would push Brawley back. But next play, here he is again. That's Isaiah Young running over the linebacker off to the races. A 50-yard touchdown. Brawley up 7-0 early after a Cibola punt. Wildcats back in business. Gutierrez again finding a lot of room on the left side for another first down run. Gets pushed out of bounds there. Moments later on 2nd and goal at the 3, it's guess who? Isaiah Young with his second touchdown. A huge hole to put the Cats up 14-0. Cibola's next drive, it's Isaac Rios. A nice change of direction. Picks up a nice game and is smacked by Isaiah Young. He's doing it on both sides of the ball. Cibola's drive would stall. Brawley wins their home opener. And this one by a score of 49-8. Big one there.
All right, we go to the south end of the Imperial Valley for our second interstate clash as the Yuma Criminals paying a visit to the Calexico Bulldogs. So we go to the first quarter. We're going to see Bulldogs quarterback Abram Zazueta getting things started, keeping it himself and getting a few yards here that would help set up this play as Zazueta is going to hand it off to Andrew Rivera, who takes the ball up for a few more yards. And then Julian De Leon would take it on the next play for the Bulldogs and finding some room. The Bulldogs would end up turning the ball over on a fumble, though. The Crims end up punting. Next drive for the Bulldogs. Azueta gets it upfield to Andres Ramirez for a 10-yard gain and a first down. Bulldogs digging toward the end zone now. The very next play, Julian De Leon going to flick this one over to Zeus Pradis. He will make his way toward the sideline and into the end zone, putting Calexico up 7-0. The Bulldogs would go on to win this game 21-12. Watch out for Calexico.
Yeah, they have turned that around so quickly. They're playing such good football. Well, we've blazed through our first round of highlights, but we're just getting started.
We got another 4 to go, my friend, as the surprising Holtville Vikings look to stay unbeaten. Keep it here on FNL.
You're watching Friday Night Lights on KYMA.
Spectrum Mobile gives you speed plus reliability. Switching, you can save up to 40% and get unlimited talk, text, and data, all with no added taxes and fees and no contracts. Visit SpectrumMobile.com.
YouTube channel. Yes. Okay, so what kind of filming are you doing?
Whether it's a salad, burgers, or our Kraus Way barbecue, at Kraus's Flat Top Grill and Patio, we're sure to satisfy your appetite. At Kraus's, we take pride in our smoked and grilled meats. Come and enjoy our amazing food and full-service bar in our dining room, at the bar, or on our new patio out front. We also offer catering for events and celebrations. Download our app and follow us on social media for specials. Kraus's Flat Top Grill with our new patio outside. Food with a twist. The Kraus Way.
Arizona is strong, resilient, and thriving. Our loved ones are reuniting. People are returning to work in classrooms. And Arizona businesses continue to excel. It's not just a vaccine. It's the future of Arizona. The COVID-19 vaccine is the best tool we have to keep us moving forward. Join the millions of Arizonans who have already been fully vaccinated. Roll up your sleeve and get your COVID-19 shot today.
Subway has so much new. I ran out of time in the last ad.
Well, I'll take it from here. Sorry, Steph. Spokesperson refresh.
Wait, what?
Subway just upped their bread game with the help of some world-class bakers. Looking at you, Nance. Gotta refresh to be fresh.
How many people are in this ad?
That means freshly baked, new artisan Italian, and hearty multigrain. That would go good with. Seriously? I didn't even get to finish. See you next commercial.
Introducing the newest and largest Toyota dealership in Imperial Valley, United Toyota. With hundreds of available new and pre-owned vehicles, United Toyota has a car, truck, or SUV for every lifestyle and budget. Looking to sell or trade your car? We're always in need of quality used vehicles and will pay top dollar for yours. Our local professionally trained service technicians will inspect your vehicle and give you that extra peace of mind while on the road. United Toyota, located on Highway 86 between Imperial and El Centro. Shop us online at UnitedToyotaImperial.com. Friday Night Lights is back every Friday night at 10:15. Sponsored by Jack in the Box.
This portion of News 11 at 10 is sponsored by Papasan Rice Bowl.
You're watching Friday Night Lights, home of football from across the desert Southwest.
Welcome back, everyone. Since the Holtville Vikings pulled off the dramatic Week 1 victory at Southwest, they've quietly racked up 2 more wins for some early season unbeaten momentum.
This isn't supposed to be a rebuilding year, right?
I don't know.
Is it? Because, they replaced a lot of guys. Well, this year's core of players is led by star running back Peyton Eiton and quarterback Spencer Hilfiker, with a bunch of seniors that didn't have much experience prior to the first 3 games of this season.
Don't forget about his younger brother, too, Seth Eiton. He's a good running back as well. The Vikes get their first taste of home this fall as they try not to overlook Maranatha Christian out of San Diego. So we take you out to Burger Field in Holtville as the hometown fans get their first glimpse of the surprising Viking squad captains for the Vikings-Eagles meeting. At midfield before the kickoff, Vikings get the ball first, and taking the handoff is star Peyton Eiton, who gets out of the muddle, scampers inside Eagles territory for a first down to get things started. Couple plays later, Spencer Hilfiker drops back, lets it go. A beautiful ball to the corner, drops it right in the basket for Mason Toten. You'll see more of him soon. Vikings draw first blood from 25 yards out. Maranatha Christian trying to answer, but QB Austin Stewart tosses it behind the line of scrimmage. Tyler Tennant can't handle it. Loose ball, and it's Toten that hops on top of it. Holtville takes over, and just 2 plays later, Peyton Eiton takes care of business again from 2 yards out. Easy cooking for another Holtville touchdown. 15-0 Vikings. Next possession for the Eagles, Austin Stewart gets swallowed up again. Who else? Mason Toten in there again. 2 sacks and a fumble recovery for the senior, and he gives the signal, you can't guard me. Next Holtville possession. The floodgates are now open. Hilfiger drops back again, finds a wide open Roger Rolfe, who grabs it, stays on his feet for 6. Extra point would be good. Holtville goes up 22-0 in the first 10 minutes, and they would roll to a 42-10 win and stay unbeaten. Awesome stuff. We now roll out to Shimamoto Simpson Stadium as the Imperial Tigers trying to for their second straight win, hosting Valley Center. A nice live band to liven it up, the atmosphere. Valley Center running back Lucas Sinohue takes a handoff. He takes it inside the Imperial 5-yard line to the 3 as they try to score. After already scoring, Valley Center's Marlon Bender tosses this one up to Kevin Garcia, who goes up and snatches it for the nice touchdown grab. That gives the Jags a 13-0 lead. And then this extra point makes it a 14-0 lead. The Tigers really struggling at home here in the first half. On the next Imperial drive, though, freshman quarterback Reese Vindiola rolls out, finds Jesse Nichols, stumbles, and he laterals it back to Christopher Tiernan. I don't know if that really worked. He might have lost a couple of yards on that, but keeping it interesting, to say the least. A little fun stuff there. Valley Center back with the ball, looking to extend the lead. Here's the running back, Sinohue, again on the carry. Meets a wall of Tigers that they try to hold strong on defense, but that would not be enough. The Jags of Valley Center come in to Imperial, score another touchdown, and Imperial takes the 20-7 loss at home, and they fall to 1-3 on the year.
All right, we move back to the Gila Valley now as the Antelope Rams are still licking their wounds from the program's first loss of the season on the road last week. The Rams will face a stiff test tonight as they take on a Cortez team with a much larger roster size. Antelope returns home to Buckeye Field for tonight's clash as this larger-than-life snake making his own presence known right before the game. Yeah, indeed. First quarter, Jesus Marietta gets the call, turns on the Jets on the far sideline and gets to the end zone. On that 7-yard play, Antelope draws first blood. They also get the 2-point conversion courtesy of Steven Castro punching it in. 8-0 Rams. Cortez trying the running game, but Marietta making the nice tackle for the quick stop. Cortez would then get careless. They would fumble in the exchange, and the Rams would pounce on the ball as Kenan Regals comes up with it. Antelope now in business. Quarterback John Whitley throws the ball against the grain to Miguel Carrillo, and he gets a nice convoy of hog mollies, and he goes 40 yards untouched for another Rams touchdown.
Nice.
Then
great blocking.
Cortez is going to try to get back into it, but the Rams said, oh, no, you didn't. Nemo Cox is going to pick it off and then runs it all the way back for 35 yards for a pick 6. The Rams would flat out dominate tonight, taking Cortez to the woodshed with a 48-8 thumping. And the San Pasqual Warriors play their home opener after last week's game cancellation with Yuma taking on Valley Lutheran. We pick things up in the first. Warriors down by 2, trying to get something started on second down. They give the rock to Xavier Juan, who tries to get things going for a short gain. Next play, Damian Cota looking to air this one, intended for Johnny Takala, but he couldn't get there in time. Warriors forced the punt. First play of the drive for the Flames, up by 14. Aiden Soto gets the handoff and has nothing but open field and literally turns on the Flames. That's good for 6 more. 21-0. Damian Cota now trying to get something going for his Warriors, but the pass falls incomplete to Johnny Takala. Next play, Cota finds the big man Ethan Jakovich, who makes the catch and has to be pulled down. The Warriors would turn over the ball on downs a few short plays later. Valley Lutheran would wind up taking this one and then some. They win 55-6. Yikes.
Wow. Yikes.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
Tonight's highlight barrage has just about run its course, but we still have more to come.
We'll give you our FNL scoreboard recap, the latest helmet props, and, of course, your Jack in the Box play of the week right after this.
You're watching Friday Night Lights on KYMA.
The 5 main points of Childhood Cancer Month. 1 in 284 children are diagnosed with cancer. Most drugs to treat childhood cancer are over 30 years old. Childhood cancer only receives 4% of national government funding. Cancer is the leading cause of death and disease in children. 1 in 5 children won't survive a cancer diagnosis. Go gold this September and share one of these facts to help make a difference.
Taco Monster has mouth-watering choices like quesadillas, fried bread tacos, keto quesadillas. Enjoy a beer with our assorted bucket special every day. Taco Monster is the real deal. Come and see what everyone is raving about.
They say less is more, but we believe more is more. That's why we built our Sportsbook app for Arizona with more. More ways to bet, more ways to fund your account, more ways to cash in, and more ways to cash out. With payouts delivered straight to your bank account in as little as 24 hours. You want more Arizona? You got it. FanDuel Sportsbook is now available in Arizona. Place your first bet risk-free and get up to $1,000 back if you don't win.
With high summer temperatures quickly approaching, right now is a great time to prepare with our excellent electric screens. They'll make your home look great and keep you cool while adding value to your home and helping out your electric bill. No job is too small or too large. Keep lower temperatures within your home or business with our custom-fitted electric screens. Specialty Sewing Center, Yuma's #1 choice.
Locally owned and operated since 1999.
Check out the rest.
Then come to the best.
Wherever your adventures take you, you can go there with confidence in a new Toyota. Because when you buy or lease any new Toyota, you get Toyota Care no-cost maintenance. It covers you for all factory-scheduled services for 2 years or 25,000 miles, and even includes lockout protection and 24-hour roadside assistance. Toyota Care, standard on every new Toyota. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Taco Monster has mouth-watering choices like quesadillas, fry bread tacos, keto quesadillas. Enjoy a beer with our assorted bucket special every day. Taco Monster is the real deal. Come and see what everyone is raving about.
You're watching Friday Night Lights, home of football from across the desert Southwest.
Well, welcome back, and if you missed any of tonight's highlights, allow us to get you caught up with your FNL scoreboard.
All right, we begin things with the marquee matchup game, which really didn't turn out to be much of a matchup at all. Yuma Catholic having their way with their latest opponent, but the opponents will get tougher down the road. Just take note of that. Meanwhile, the Brawley Wildcats, they picked up a wave of momentum since taking it to Indio. They, took it to Cibola as, they just continued their winning streak.
And now we go on to Yuma and Calexico. We saw that one, Calexico taking that 21-12 win there, as they're looking really good now. 3 straight wins for the Bulldogs. Meanwhile, Antelope taking the big 48-8 win over Cortez. San Pasquale in their first game taking a tough 55-6 blow there at Valley Lutheran. Those are the last highlights we showed you. And then Central again coming up just short, the 42-35 loss there, Rob. They got to find a way to get back in the swing of things here.
Yeah, this is uncanny for a rookie Pena team, but you know what? It's a rebuilding year, so, rookie will get it done. All right, Vincent Memorial also kind of takes it to Castle Park. They've been up and down this season. It was an up night for them. Yeah, it's huge for them. Looks like the standout new quarterback, Jacobo Elias, had some good plays in this one, hopefully, and Vincent Memorial looking to keep it going. Absolutely. Gila Ridge starting the Jessica Slaughter era. Unfortunately, they came up with the loss, but we know Ridge will make some noise for sure. And, of course, you got a couple of Saturday contests coming up, Kofa Southwest and, of course, Calipatria playing tomorrow. Well, we have now reached the part of the show where Rob and I give our special honor to the players, position groups, or even teams that stood out from the rest tonight. So, Rob, who's got it this week? Well, for me, Cole, I'm going to go out of the box a little bit for this one. For the first time in the history of the Gila Valley, and for the third time in the history of the state of Arizona, a female head coach officially begins her own coaching era. Jessica Slaughter coached her first game last night, as we just mentioned, and even though they didn't come out on top, expect Slaughter and the Hawks to do some great things as we progress through the rest of the season. That's great stuff there. As for me, Rob, I'm going to go with the kid who stood out the most to me at Holtville game tonight that I was at, Mr. Mason Toten. We saw several highlights of him tonight doing it on both sides of the ball. In the first quarter, caught the opening touchdown, and then followed that up with 2 sacks and a fumble recovery in the Vikings' 42-10 win. All right, we take our first look at our next week's lineup of contests, all headlined by Gila Ridge and Brawley. We invite you to join us for next week's show. And now to wrap it up, we show you our Jack in the Box play of the week, and who else but Isaiah Young gets it for the second week in a row. He takes it to the house, trucks the linebacker, takes it 50 yards for the score. We got to stop giving it to